Now, I'm not a fan of YouTube gossip when channels get in fights. But recently, we had our Star Wars funeral, which was, to be clear, a very serious fake funeral on YouTube, not to be taken, has to be taken completely seriously. It was not a joke. But Red Letter Media, which is a channel I have loved for years, like since, God, the 2000s, the early 2000s, when they were building up. Love those guys. Jay, Mike, Rich, they are fantastic. They're guests, best of the worst. You could do a supercut of me praising and gushing over our RLM channel, Red Letter Media. And recently, it's strange. They have been doing, negative reviews of things like The Acolyte or other things, but they feel obligated to say, well, here's a montage of people saying negative things, and we're not like them, but now we're going to say negative things about The Acolyte. I think it's hypocritical. I don't know why they care about what others are saying. They feel the need to distance themselves from some of these other channels. I just feel like if you have an opinion, have an opinion. Look, I watch channels all the time where I disagree with the opinion of that person or whatever. I watch channels a lot. I like different opinions, but I never feel the need to go after someone for their opinion. And so, but me, I'm what you call a counterpuncher. If someone goes after me or my opinion, and I feel maybe I should respond, I'll do that. First of all, let's show you what they said about us here.
And yes, I was going to say, everybody, just don't watch the last episode of The Acolyte. Everyone on the internet that's complaining about The Acolyte.
It was going to be the Acolyte challenge.
You've made your point with the first 7 episodes of how fucking terrible it is and how much you hate it.
Yeah.
Collectively, boycott if you want. It's too late now. But collectively say, listen, all Star Wars fans unite. Because I think, was it Chris Gore that had the funeral for Star Wars?
Oh, yeah. That was like the most embarrassing thing ever.
Yeah, I didn't go to it. I didn't attend. But he should have...
now Star Wars is dead. It wasn't
before. He should
have
said, instead of watching the finale of The Acolyte, let's all meet together and talk about how Star Wars has changed our lives and how we love it, instead of watching that final episode. And then when that final episode comes in and the only people that watched it
Disney sees the numbers go down.
Are the thirst posters who want to see the Good Place guy come out of a hot spring flopping his dang around.
Now, by the way, that's not very harsh.
Yeah.
It was fine. It said it's cringe, embarrassing, and they showed footage. The only thing I am actually really upset about, they didn't put a link in the description to the funeral.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to show footage, put a link to that video, So I'm really not upset. I didn't say anything. I was like, oh, God, this is many times they have, they've said film threat referenced. They've referenced Film Threat magazine. They must have read Film Threat in college, is my guess. But I didn't think much of it, but people started going, did you see what they said? Did you see what they said? Did you see what they said? And even Gary from Nerdrotic said, there are starving children in Africa. Why is Red Letter Media complaining about that, Chris Gore? And I was like, okay, all right. People are like, they're trying to bait me into something. So fine, I'll respond. MK Solid says, what's the beef? Do tell. Here's how I responded. There's no beef. I love RLM. Perhaps they didn't understand that Film Threat's Star Wars funeral was a joke. They criticize other YouTubers for criticizing The Acolyte while also criticizing The Acolyte, which seems hypocritical. they've been doing this a lot lately. A profound lack of self-awareness. Red letter media are trying to separate themselves from the people who have been labeled as toxic, acting as if they are above doing the thing while also doing the thing. Weird. I still love Mike, Jay, and the other guy. I said that just because Rich is my favorite, and I was just throwing a little dig. That's funny. But
that's not how they read it, though. Yeah, but
okay. But a Jedi uses the Force for defense, never for attack. And I tagged it Star Wars funeral. So that was my response. But it's kind of a serious point. Why do they care so much about these other channels? I think that, and also I've been watching them for years. One of the things they complain about a lot is the theatrical experience and how much they hate movie theaters. Look, these guys have enough money. They could do what Tim League did, who created the Draft House, Alamo Draft House. Buy a theater, renovate it, show movies there, do a Neil Breen Film Festival, show films. Like, actually, they like put into action the things they complain about. We've seen people do it. They made the movie Space Cop. And so I actually think it's a funny movie. They tried to make a bad movie and they succeeded. It's a really good bad movie. And I just think, open a theater, do something. They could take what they are doing and actually address some of the things they have problems with. But this does not dissuade me. I love those guys, and I would have a beer with them any day. And by the way, to be clear, I will not share this. There was a private DM discussion, and they basically said, hey, no beef here either. And it was fine. So, but I think some people were trying to really push it to being a big drama. But I did call them out a little bit. You might want to say, like, why are you guys calling out these other like, I like them, and I like Geeks and Gamers, obviously Gary Neurotic, a lot of the people they take shots at. I feel like you don't need to take shots. You are one of the biggest YouTube channels talking about film, pop culture. Like, there's no need. But all is good. There's no drama at all. And I watch every one of their videos. And that's all I have to say. So
I'll say that that was the first Red Letter Media video I've ever seen.
Dude, you're missing out. They're so good. And the dumb thing is,
but they hate us. I can never watch another video.
No, they do not hate us. But they do dumb comedy. I mean, the Star Wars. That's
what I got. Very dry.
Star Wars, was kind of dumb. It did have earnest moments, but in the end, kind of it was.
Well, their complaint is that we should have done the Star Wars funeral after Episode 7,
right?
Not wait for 8. The other thing is, I think you were alluding to it. You were kind of, it was the idea that that they are because of their size, they are trying to look like they're above the conversation when in fact they are part of the conversation.
Yeah.
And by calling out the small guys like us and others, they're saying, well, that's what they're doing, but we're not doing that, and then they do it, which there is that they don't want to be associated with one side or the other, and I think they're trying to walk that line.
Well, it's fine. I think they can have whatever opinion they want and without referencing others as a way to go, well, we're not these guys, but we have the exact same opinion, which is weird. Like, own it. And, I don't always agree with them, but they have done so much good bringing like bad film to light. I've discovered movies from them, and usually I'm the one that I'm like, oh, how does no one else know about this? And I even, when our DM exchange, I said, you guys got to see The Coffee Table. Definitely watch it. And we we're geeking out. So, but I love when Film Threat gets a random mention by their channel. And it's all love, folks. No beef.
Yeah.
Beef. But if someone goes after me, I think it's unfair. I rarely respond. I rarely respond.
Yeah, you're responding to Gary calling them out.
I wouldn't have said anything, but I was like, all right, I guess I have to address this. But maybe, just have your opinion and without having to talk about other people or attack the debate. Like, this person said this, I disagree with that. And here's my opinion that differs. And that's okay too. Right. I don't care if anyone I disagree with Chris. You and I disagree on the show. That's
well, we also, we'll criticize Grace Randolph's take, but we won't criticize her as a person or the way she does her show. Because that's her style. And hell, she gets if we had her views and her interaction, let's just say we're a little bit jealous of Grace Randolph.
I'm not jealous of anybody. I like what you.
Well, you would love to have her numbers. Let's just say that.
That'd be great. I will say this: the thing I like about Grace Randolph, both of us have the same kind of hair. It looks like we just got up. That's her hairstyle. That's my hairstyle. Yeah. It looks like I just got up. I didn't do anything with my hair, and it's just doing whatever it wants to do. So,
well, okay. So the last point you made was, why are they calling people out? If they didn't mention us, if they didn't mention Star Wars Theory, the video would still be fine. They just, what was the point? Why were they doing that? I mean, it got to the point where they had to apologize in that video to Star Wars Theory for about what he said, because they finally realized what he meant and that they agreed with him.
Exactly.
And, but it's like they're so big, they're not getting any juice by calling us out or calling anyone out.
Right.
Just do your thing, and you'll still maintain your numbers, and you'll still be as popular as you are. And I'm not sure that this controversy or us even talking about it is helping them out at all.
It's not a controversy, and I love those guys. I think we would get along really well, and they know stuff I don't know. Not everyone can know I know stuff they don't. Not everyone can know everything about a certain piece, like film or film history or bad film history. They probably don't even know who Bill Zabub is. They've never done a video on Bill Zabub, but they introduced me to Neil Breen, who's a terrible filmmaker, as is Bill Zabub. Another conversation. So there you go.